Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. This is episode 92 and today we have got a whole bunch of awesome plans, namely with the iron farm. As you guys know, we built this thing around about a week ago now, and since then we haven't really touched it. We've been doing stuff with the passive mob farm and all those bits and pieces in the nether. This thing has just been sat here, well, I guess, kind of working away. I imagine, actually, a handful of iron golems have spawned. We might have a small collection. Oh, look! We've got an iron golem currently in the chamber being killed off by the lava. So you can see this thing has been working, but it could do with a few extra bits and bobs. But before we do anything, I really need to get myself sorted with a handful of ender chests. As you know, we did all of the shulker box sorting in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, which may well be one of the best decisions I've made in this Hermitcraft season. So now I need to make sure that I have the ender chest to actually store them in, because otherwise that whole thing was a little bit pointless. And to do that, we're going to need a whole bunch of obsidian, and also a whole bunch of ender pearls, and also some blaze powder, all of which, well, the obsidian should be easy to get, the ender pearl should be easy to get, blaze powder, not 100% certain, so we'll have to keep our eye out for that one. I must say, big thank you to the person that left a haste 2 beacon next to this obsidian tower here. It only affects these blocks, so I have to keep walking back and forth into it, but it has made this process a lot faster than it otherwise would be. 3 stacks of obsidian, now it is time for the ender pearls, which, as I say, thanks to this thing, should be plain sailing. If I can kill them. Do I not have sweeping edge? I don't have sweeping edge. Oh, that will probably be why my guardian farm doesn't work that well anymore. An odd thing has happened. I have completely forgotten who, if, and where the blaze farm is on the Hermitcraft server. I don't know who built it. I have no clue if anyone has actually built one. And if those two things are correct and someone has built one and it's a person here, where it is. I mean, Impulse and Tango, surely they've built one. They couldn't do a Hermitcraft season without building some form of blaze farm. Oh, I just don't know. This seems like a good strategy. When in doubt, just come to one of the biggest farms on the server. I love this thing. And yes, it was built by Tango and Impulse. We finally got there. 16 ender chests there. Alright, okay, and that's that. And then another 8. Yeah, okay, so we got 24 ender chests in total. Now that's not too bad. Let me just take a look in here because, yeah, I thought so. We've got some elytra and also a few of these as well. Alright, I'm going to put those into my fancy box, and then this is coming with me everywhere. Not all 23, that would be stupid. So that is that. We're all done. I've spent a good few hours there just getting everything sorted. I've also made a modification to my texture pack, so now we actually have a slot for my ender chest in my inventory so that I don't leave it behind. I thought that was a pretty smart idea. Anyway, aside from all that, stage number 1 is to make sure that I don't fall down this hole whilst building a tube for our iron golems to fall down. Now, it's not necessarily going to be like a proper tube. I thought what we could do is just have some rings of glass that the iron golem falls through. I just think it will look a little bit cooler than having just these two floating. Because right now they are just floating, and it doesn't look like they're connected. Oh, for goodness sake, that was bound to happen, but I didn't realise it would happen so quickly. I've got an iron golem stuck in the system with my scaffolding blocks. Oh, that does not look as cool as I was expecting it to. Oh, no, don't like that. Don't like that at all. Maybe some sea lanterns on the corners. Oh, I think I made it worse. Oh, that looks horrible. I'm actually starting to prefer the normal glass ones. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone for the time being. I can't really think what to do. What I want to do now is I am going to start work on a little iron storage system that we're going to create. I want to send the items across and up and then into some chests over here, and then it's also going to wrap around and do the same thing on the other side, because you know me, everything has to be symmetrical. It really is a curse. Things are going pretty well so far. So we have got a hopper line running into a dropper over here. Originally I had everything set up on this side, and then I was going to loop it around and everything, but then I thought, why not just have a storage system out the front here? So this is where the items are going to be popping up. We've got all the glass, we have got the ice rink, I'm going to call it the ice rink, which is going to be running these items across, and then they're going to be dropping down into the chests, which are going to be all here. Now, I have to say, I was not planning on making this a big storage system, but it's ended up being a pretty big storage system. I don't know if we're going to fill it. Did you hear that? That was definitely the sound of a creeper. Anyway, I don't know if we're going to fill it. It is a big storage system, but it's always good to have backup storage. I mean, come on, let's be honest. And now we have all of the water in place. We also have all of the redstone for the dropavator in place. Now, the one thing that I will say is that my nerd box definitely does not contain enough items to build this storage system, which is good. As I said in the episode where I did this is just meant as a backup, so now we're going to have to do some serious resource gathering. I gotta say, I'm a little bit concerned by how much deforestation I'm doing near my base. Look, there is my base over there. All this area here used to be a spruce wood forest. All of this making its way up there, all of that used to be spruce wood. Off in that direction as well. Soon I'm gonna have to travel hundreds of blocks to get my spruce. I might actually have to build a tree farm at some point. I know you guys have been asking me for that. Right, so I've ended up with 10 stacks of logs, which I would say is more than enough, I hope, unless I've grossly underestimated how big this storage system is. Which I may have done, so that was... How many was that? That was quite a lot, so 52, so that was 12. So this is 6 chests high. Okay. I don't know. I can't do maths at the minute. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft today. We managed to finish that off with 4 stacks of logs left and also 22 chests, which may be enough to do all of the hoppers, but maybe not. How did I think this was a small storage system? Also, is it off-center? So it starts on that one on there. Dude, that is so off-center. How have I managed to make something that off-centered? What the heck? Okay, we need to take out, like, these 2 rows. These 2 columns of chests. Alright, now that we've all leveled it all up, and everything's looking better, and we have all of the hoppers in place, this thing is now kind of completed. There we go, that's one heck of a storage system to just shoot up like that. But it's built, and it is looking pretty rad. I haven't said the word rad in a long time. I must have played a lot of Minecraft today. Okay, let's open up the base box, and I would say sea lanterns and dark prismarine is probably the way to go for this one. I think I'm going to wrap it around like this, make everything look cool. I don't really know what to do. Something like this. I would say something like this works. Nice. I'm missing a sea lantern and maybe a few sea lanterns up at the top. But yeah, that looks cool. Really, really happy with that. There it is. Storage system for the iron farm done. What on earth am I going to do up here? Ah, I haven't been particularly very smart there. Right, let's get rid of that. We need to place in a slab here and actually make it so that these items can go around the corner. That's probably a good idea. I think I'm going to sleep on it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fill up my storage system. It's been a while since we've done that. We're going to go AFK over here and make sure that all the items make their way through. But also, I am going to, well, I guess AFK over by the iron farms and make sure that those things are working and the storage system begins to fill up. So that is kind of the plan for the time being. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Oh! That's not good. I've just logged back into the server and I'm dead. I'm hoping that I took all my items out and put them in the ender chest. I think I heard the sound of a slime, which actually that makes sense. Sometimes slimes spawn and then they float up the water, and I guess that slime has literally... is probably a tiny little slime, has just pushed me into the water and then I've drowned. Oh, what a way to go. What a way to go. Okay, I'm gonna pop back over to the base. Let's see. Thankfully, for once in my life, I haven't actually been really silly and not had one of these things, and I've placed all of my items inside an ender chest. So there is that. Those aren't the ones that I want. There we go. And there we go, we are back to normal. Let's pick up this ender chest and put it in my little slot in the inventory right there. Okay, let's see how the farms have been doing. And... Okay, I should mention that I got kicked from the server. I think my computer didn't update, so not brilliantly. Oh well, let's pop down into the aquarium. We've got some bits and pieces to do. So, it has been a while since I've been down here. As you guys know, I've kind of been struggling on the coral front when it comes to this place. I actually think that looks quite good. I mean, I've been watching a lot of Blue Planet lately. It kind of does look like a coral reef. A lot of people said that I went too crazy with it, but the thing is with corals is that you kind of don't get one. You get thousands, all in one really small space. You can't really see the rock that they sit on. So, if anything, if I was going to be realistic, this is actually too few corals. But as you said, no, I don't think it looks that brilliant. The good news is, though, is that with the new Minecraft update, the, what is it, Update Ocean, something like that, we now have corals in the game. We're going to have corals, and we're going to have all sorts of ocean-related things, which means that these are going to be, well, they're going to be taking a hike, essentially. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to take down all of this stuff. We're going to store up all of the glass as well, because there's some expensive bits in here. And then we're going to have a fresh start on the aquarium once again. Well, this was bound to happen. Oh, thank you. Oh. First wall has been cleared out, and I have to say, this is scary, dangerous work. As you can see, there's plenty of holes forming here, which I'm going to have to patch up in a second, because these things are really difficult to take out. They're intertwined with the rest of the build, and I also have haste too, which, surprisingly enough, isn't actually helping the situation. We're making more progress, and unfortunately, I think it's time for Mumbo Coraloni to also leave. I like this thing. I think it's pretty cool. I definitely think we should do something like this when the corals are actually introduced into the game. But for the time being, yeah, he's going to be going. And that just about wraps everything up. There we go, and there we go. Everything has been taken out. All of the corals are gone. Mumbo Cactoni, or should I say Mumbo Coraloni, has been removed as well. It is looking... well, it's looking good, but it's also looking really bare in here. It looks like there's suddenly not much going on. So as I say, really am excited for the Ocean Update. I have no clue when it's coming out. In fact, I'm excited for the Ocean Update in general. I think having all of those different types of plants and things is going to look amazing around the outside of the base. I mean, can you imagine? We're going to be able to plant things around the ocean, around my base. We could create like a full coral reef around the outside of my base. That would be a huge project. I mean, I haven't even really finished lighting up the ocean around my base, let alone filling it with corals, but still, these are all good potential ideas for the future. Anyway, I've got to patch up some holes. We can use the base box for that one, and then we're going to head back over to the iron farm. But before we do anything like that, well, number one, we have to sort out this slight villager problem here, but also, I want to do just a little bit of villager trading. I want to see, A, what villagers I can get from the breeding system, and I also want to see if I can get a whole bunch of emeralds. So I think I'm going to do this for about an hour or so. So in today's Timelapse chat, I want to talk to you about the Mumbo Jumbo merchandise store. Now, it's been a while since I mentioned this sort of thing. Obviously, we did all of the plush stuff, where we had the poster and the little plushy fella as well. All of that went incredibly well. You guys really loved it. So for this Christmas, what I thought we would do is, well, something Christmas related. And I've been working with the merchandise team to create what is essentially Christmas jumpers. They're really cool. I'm chuffed to bits with them. It's probably one of my favorite pieces of merchandise so far. And all of those have now been released. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything's gone to plan, all of those will be on the website. And I'll put a link to that one down in the description. I'll also put a card up on the screen. But also, we've got 20% off through Black Friday all the way through to Cyber Monday, which is actually going to be ending on Tuesday morning for those of you who are in the UK. Obviously, we've got all the Christmas sweaters and things, and we also have other Christmas-related things like sticker packs and all that sort of thing. And the good thing is that all of these things, all of the Christmas-related things, come with a Christmas card from me, which was designed by us, and it also has a little rhyme in it that I came up with, which is pretty cool. So all of that will be coming with it. And also, the Mumbo figure plush thing that I was talking about earlier on is now just £5 with any t-shirt or sweater. So if you do want to check out that sort of thing, then there'll be a link down in the description, and as I say, also on the screen, if you fancy picking up some Mumbo Jumbo Christmas merch and also supporting the channel and helping me buy lots of camera equipment, because that's where most of this ends up going. So there we go. Anyway, let's pop back onto the Hermitcraft server. So there we go, 1 villager session all done and dusted. Now, I have to say, we didn't get too lucky with the enchant. In fact, actually, hang on. There is a librarian all the way up here. I'm actually quickly going to do his trades because I haven't gone through them. Just give me 2 seconds. That's not a brilliant start, to be honest with you. Right, let's chuck this in. And that one. Now, let's see. We have got Smite 3. No good. Okay, I'm going to quickly do a run around and just see if there's any other librarians. This is a bit of a shame. I managed to get 1 full stack of emerald blocks, but unfortunately I'm now going to have to break into it so I can actually fill in all of these villagers to see what books they've got. We are not getting lucky here. I mean, seriously, I have used up probably about 2 stacks of emeralds so far. Fire aspect 1 for 9 emeralds. Not a bad deal. I mean, it's not as insulting as that was. That was an insulting one to do. But still, not too interesting. For goodness sake. I mean, Curse of Binding and Blast Protection. I've just spent 80 emeralds to unlock this. Oh, I hate villagers. Well, despite the complete unsuccess, all of those guys are now done. Now it's time to actually head over to the iron farms and try and sort out this horrendous mess that we have created on top of this thing. I still really don't know what to do. I mean, it works. You just saw an iron golem fly through it. But I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make this look good. Circles? No. Squares? Well, that's what we're doing right now. It's so difficult. It really is so difficult. In my head, this was an awesome idea, but I think in person, it looks terrible. Like, genuinely terrible. Let's see if we can launch ourselves out of the water. Yeah, that looks awful. I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, seriously, I genuinely, I don't know what I should do for this. I don't even know if I should connect them up. That's the question that I should probably be asking. Should I actually be connecting up these things? You can't see it. That genuinely blends in with the background. Maybe we should do some other type of block. Oh, guys, I'm totally lost. I really am. You know what? I think I'm going to do the standard mumbo jumbo thing. You all know what's coming here. I am going to ask you for some help. As you know, I struggle with building and things, and you guys don't seem to struggle with building. Some of the things that I see on Twitter are completely insane. I need help with this. What should I do for my iron golem tube? Like, how should I build it? What should it look like? I need a hand. So, if you wouldn't mind making some designs and things, taking screenshots of them and sending them to me via Twitter, or potentially, if it's really simple, writing it down in the comment section, that would be super helpful. Obviously, the only requirements are it needs to have a minimum of a 2x2 hole in the center so the iron golem can fall through it, and it also has to be able to expand right the way up to the other iron golem farm. I don't want any really nice decorative tubes that can only go up like 10 blocks until they start looking ugly. That would be pointless. This thing needs to be expandable right the way up into the sky, and I should probably say, you know, I wouldn't suggest using blocks like diamond blocks, because this is quite big. So it needs to be relatively cheap, relatively buildable for someone like me. Please do suggest, and I'll be keeping my eye on it and seeing what you guys come up with. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that just about wraps everything up. I hope that you have enjoyed this slightly all over the place episode of Hermitcraft. We have done a ton of different things in a ton of different areas, kind of popped in and out, done some coral removal, done some villager stuff, we've done some storage system work, we've done some design work, we've done some ender chest and shulker box related things. We've been all over the place, so it's been one of those episodes. It's like a do it all episode, I guess you could say. Anyway, if you did enjoy, please be sure to that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and before I go, I should probably mention that, you know, earlier on in the episode I mentioned all of the merchandise store stuff. Well, now you can click a link on the end screen and it will take you straight there if you fancy it.